There we go. Hi. Don't ask how many times I snapped right there. January's ended. That went by pretty fast. Granted, there was a week where I barely did anything because of weather around where I live, and work has been hectic, so, sped up the time, as well as I got a new tattoo. I do have to get it touched up a little bit here and there, but it's great. So that's another thing. All in all, January was pretty good. I would say that it is not the worst start of a year that I've had. Could have been better. I could have won the lottery. That would have been great. Granted, I would have had to play the lottery, but you're not here about random shit that comes into my mind. You are here to hear about me talk about manga, because this is a manga log. Yep, the first one of 2024. Now then, if you didn't know, I had finally filled up my old manga log, which means that it is out with the old and in with the new. Not as fancy as that, but I do have little tassels in there. So, yeah. All in all, though, it was a pretty good month of reading. It wasn't too crazy, and I mostly just read whenever. Year, though, I could have read during the times where I had off from work or near the beginning. It was just a little too hectic for my liking, and is what it is. Also, doesn't help that I've been trying to look for a new apartment. So, yeah, but we're not here for that. We are here for the numbers, which I will say there is another number that I've added into the information, and that is finally just putting the started in there to fully explain what I've started, because over the last 3 years of me doing this, I have only put that at the very end, during my year-end review of manga reading, and for the life of me, I don't understand why I never wrote that down. So every year I had to count that. So now I can just, easily count that, like boop, 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 there. So let's get into the numbers, which isn't the craziest start of a year. Definitely less than usual, but still pretty decent and still pretty on par with what I've been doing for the last year and a half or so. Alright, number-wise. Manga volumes read 26, comics 0. I have started 2 series and I have finished 3. So I have done a little bit better reading wise for finishing and starting, so I'm not starting more than I'm finishing. And the ones that I've finished weren't extremely long. Yeah, all 3 of them were 3 volumes long, so it's not extremely long, though one of them, based off of what I've seen, is gonna probably have other parts, sort of like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure or Ascendance of a Bookworm type of deal. So let's just get into what I've started before I start explaining what I've finished. So, yeah. So the 2 that I started are probably going to be slightly longer, just based off of feeling, but I have been wrong in the past. So let's just assume that they could end 3 volumes from now, for all I know. But I will say that based solely off of reading the first one and then the second one that I read, hopefully it goes longer. I'm tired of reading series that are only 3 long. I want a little bit more to sink my teeth into, but it is what it is. So, on to the first series, and that is The Secrets of the Silent Witch. Now, this one is pretty interesting. This lovely lady, her name is Monica Everett. She is one of the 7 sages in this country that is known as the Silent Witch, and that's because she is able to cast things without chanting. Majority of spells and stuff in this world require chants and incantations and what have you to cast them. But she figured out a way to cast all of them silently. Now, did she do this because she wanted to become better at magic? A little bit. But the most important part of why she did this was because of social anxiety. Yep. She learned how to cast spells without speaking because she always flubbed it in front of other people. So she figured out, oh, if I can cast it without speaking, I don't have to speak in front of people. But as a result, that didn't really help her social anxiety all that much. So she still has a lot of it and is still now dubbed the Silent Witch. But that's besides the point. She is now essentially given a job to watch over this prince, the second prince of the country she lives in, because people are out to get him. And it's essentially her job to act as his protector, which is great because he won't know that she's protecting him because, no one knows that she's casting because she doesn't have to go humana, So, solid. Really interesting plot-wise. I hope she eventually is able to talk to people a bit more. Though I will say their cover story of why she's in this, academy is that she's the, adopted child of this, lord, and the daughter is apparently bullying her. But the daughter likes her because she saved her town, so I don't know why. I guess it's to explain why they have never really introduced this daughter to anyone, because they bully her for some strange reason. I don't know. But, all in all, really good start. I understand not wanting to talk in public. I get that. I have been there. Some days I don't talk at all. So, all in all, pretty good start. Alright, one that I randomly picked up and didn't realize the creator of it until someone told me. And I actually looked at the mangaka of it, and that is, I'm going to mispronounce this. Because I tried multiple times just in my apartment. Maybe someone in the comments can tell me how to pronounce it, but it is Chujin X. I got that part. Chujin X or something like that. It is the creator of Tokyo Ghoul who creates this. This is his next story, and it is pretty interesting to say the least. Story-wise, it's essentially apocalyptic and now city-states type of deal rule sections of the world, and there are these people that gain superpowers of sorts that are there haven't been fully explained how they're each categorized, though based off of certain aspects that are being shown. It is what is it called? Where is it? It's sort of category wise is beast or emission type of deals. You change into different animals or you emit different energies or what have you. It is a really interesting system, and I do have the volume 2 of this, so I'm interested to see the explanation of the powers a little bit more. Also the main character is a falcon one. Not a falcon, a vulture one, so that's pretty interesting. And yeah, it's essentially about these two friends also that are in this world. One was super good at everything, and then the other one was sort of the vulture to his feeding off of him type of deal. And it's interesting to see the power dynamics switch rapidly in the duo. So all in all, I am interested to see where it goes. Based off the fact that I've read all of Tokyo Ghoul, I will be probably reading all of it. I will say that I might have the same problem that I had with Tokyo Ghoul, because by the end of that, there were so many fucking characters that I couldn't remember half of them. In that series, half the time I was just damn, who are you again? Maybe, and I stated this when I was talking about the Tokyo Ghoul and my manga talk that I did for it, if I had read it all at once, instead of reading like a good portion of it and then starting reading like as it came out, I feel like I would have had a better chance of remembering people's names and who they fucking were. But all in all, I like where this is, and hopefully I don't have the same problem. I probably will, but here's hoping that my mind is better than it was. So probably not. I'm older now. Anyways, so these were the 2 that I started in the month of January. Now on to the 3 that I finished. Yeah. All right. On to the 3 series that I finished. Though one of them, like I was saying at the beginning, is sort of like the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure and is in parts. So maybe we'll be getting more parts, but as of right now, it did say finished, final on the volume. So I'm considering that as the final part or the final thing of it. Unless we do get it, then that's great. Then I'll do the same thing like I did with Ascendance of a Bookworm and JoJo's and count them as finished series, even that they are continuing. It is just how I'm doing things. So, on to the first one. This one had 3 volumes. All of them had 3 volumes, though one of them significantly needed more, but I'll get into that. And the first one is Monologue Woven for You. This was a Yuri, and I am happy that it ended like on a happy note. And Nano and Haruka, they really needed to talk before, like they really needed to have a little bit more of a discussion at earlier on. But I'm happy that they were able to, move on and discuss and grow as a couple. It was severely needed, and it is one of those things where it is just needed to be happening before, but I understand that it is what it is, and understanding like in this, it's understanding that you are not the arbiter of whoever, like anyone else other than yourself. If your actions cause someone else to stop doing what they love, yeah, if you did it maliciously, then you deserve all the hate and guilt that you have for yourself. But if you didn't do it on purpose, I feel like you shouldn't have been hurting as long as you did, or as long as you are going to be. And it's a good thing to, actually talk and show and really explain your feelings to whoever. Like, it is important to get out those feelings, to understand why you are feeling this way, but also understanding like you are not in the entirety of your actions. Like, this one thing does not have to define you, and you can move on from it. And it was good to show that. I also loved the 2. They were lovely together, and I wish them all the happiness. And it wasn't too long, it wasn't too short. It was one of those series that was just right. Now on to the one that should have been longer. Quite literally, it should have been longer. Oh man. So I'm going to get this wrong. And I'm going to rant a bit about Shonen Jump. And this is Ashaimon, I think is how you pronounce this. This series should have been longer. Just straight up should have been longer. I'm not even saying like it should have gone on like One Piece length. I'm talking about this. They didn't fight the final boss. Like, full stop. There was no fighting the final boss. There was no, I am going to defeat you because you are the big bad. There was absolutely none of that. We didn't even get the reason why the final boss was doing any of the shit that he was doing. Like, it should have been longer. It could have gone on twice. Like, if it was 6 volumes long, it would have had enough time to develop everything. Like, just like, it was it was so annoying because there was characters that they were introducing that could have been more fleshed out, but because it was only 3 volumes long, it ended. Like, it just didn't have, like, it was a good story. It literally was an interesting story about, like, monster Yakuza. It should have been longer. Like, why? Shonen Jump, why the fuck do you always do this? There are so many series that I'm like, yeah, this is pretty good. This is great. I would like more of this. And then they stop it. And I understand, like, they have their polls and stuff for Japan and stuff, and likewise, and I just feel like they should also, at the very least, consider that these series would be popular outside of Japan. Like, at this point, like, anime and manga are worldwide. There are fans everywhere that are just craving more, and anytime that a series seems like they're going to be good, they just axe it. And I hate it when they do this, because this could have been a better series. It could have gone on a little bit longer. I'm not saying that it should be like the One Piece, Naruto lengths or what have you. I'm just saying, like, if this was 6, maybe 10 volumes long, I would have been fine with that. It could have gone on a little bit longer. They could have gotten one more person to, one more group to join them, fight the final boss, figure out why the fuck he did this, finds out, like, they were sprinkling in that the shit that he did was probably because of someone else. Go and try and find that person, fight them, and restore balance. The way that they ended this is the final fucking, like, the final fucking panel. Like, they didn't fucking fight. They fought in volume 2. The main character fucking lost. Mario lost. He then trained up, fucking went and fought other people and was about to fight him, and then it just fucking ended before he threw the fucking first punch in that fight. I am annoyed. I wanted this to be better. I didn't realize that was only going to be 3 volumes until I started hearing about that. It is so fucking annoying. Why the fuck are you doing this? God damn it. So, now you know my opinions on that. From there, we have another one that was 3 volumes, but this was part 1 apparently, based off of what I found online. So, not like a Shaimon. It is Spy Classroom. This one is pretty good for the most part. The first part, if there are going to be more, I think there's already 2 parts, is essentially the origins of this group that are the Flower Garden, that are there to essentially go on spy missions to help their country out. I really do enjoy it. The different girls have different specialties. They're not all great, and they were not great in their respective schools that they went for becoming spies. Though they're the leader of the group, he is just a Giga Chad that can do whatever the fuck he wants. But yeah, I didn't think it was too crazy. And for the most part, they might have been able to squeeze out like a few more chapters for this part to definitely show them being in the actual mission. This entire final volume is the actual mission itself, and finding what they need to find and defeating who they need to defeat. And if we get more parts of this, it definitely has a good like staying power to be able to show the different missions that each of the different girls go on. And I think like parts 2 and 3, the group is split up, so we'll probably get a little bit more details of the different girls in the group, as well as seeing group dynamics form well between each of the different specialties. So, all in all, if we do get parts 2 and 3 and how many more parts they're going to be making for this series, I would be very happy. Unlike a Shaimon, who fucking ended before the final boss. Alright. I'm gonna end. So, yeah. These were the three that I read. A Shaimon, you should have been longer. What the fuck, Shonen Jump. So, let's just end the video before I blow a fucking gasket. Alright. That's the end of the video. I've calmed down a little bit. Hopefully, I read some other manga that has a better ending than fucking Shaimon, because what the fuck, guys? I would say, like, it's just, I'm still thinking about it. I've calmed down, but just thinking about the fact, like, they didn't even fight the final fucking boss. They fought essentially a clone of the final boss. It was like, cool, we got it. Let's go fight the final boss. The guy finally wore something other than a goddamn Hawaiian shirt. He was wearing a suit, was winding up for a punch, and that's how it ended. But if you have any other suggestions, or you have any other topics, like what you've read this month or what you're going to be reading, just put it down in the comments. If you've read a Shaimon, please tell me what your thoughts are, because oh my god, I hated that. And just put it down in the comments. I will read it, and we will have a discussion. From there, if you like this bearded face, think about hitting the subscribe button. If you liked what you watched, think about hitting that like button. So that's it. January has ended, and it's been a pretty good month. Pretty busy month, and I am tired, and it is only the 3rd day of February as of recording this, so hopefully it's not so bad. But yeah. Oh my god, why the fuck did they end it like that? Anyways, stay safe out there, read some manga, play some video games, listen to some banger music, get together with some friends and play some TTRPGs, and just stay safe. Bye.